The COVID-19 pandemic disrupted the auto industry in 2021, causing production cuts, chip shortages, plant shutdowns, and inventory challenges. In this section, we will explore how these factors affected the global and automotive markets and what implications they have for investors. The pandemic hit the auto industry hard in the early months of 2020, as sales plunged in China, the EU, and Europe due to lockdowns and travel restrictions. The industry's engines never stopped running, however, and cars and trucks came roaring back in the second half of the year as demand recovered and stimulus measures boosted consumer spending. But the recovery was uneven and fragile, as the pandemic continued to pose supply chain disruptions and demand uncertainties. One of the biggest challenges facing the auto industry was the shortage of semiconductors, which are essential components for modern vehicles. The chip shortage was caused by a surge in demand for personal computers and other consumer electronics during the lockdowns, as well as production disruptions at some chip factories due to COVID outbreaks or natural disasters. The chip shortage forced many automakers to cut production at some of their plants, resulting in lower output and higher prices for new vehicles. According to a report by the International Trade Commission, light vehicle production declined by 18.4% in 2020 compared with 2019, and was projected to decline by another 6.2% in 2021. The report also estimated that the chip shortage could reduce GDP by $37.4 billion in 2021. Another challenge facing the auto industry was the disruption of global supply chains due to COVID-related restrictions, geopolitical tensions, and other factors. The pandemic exposed the vulnerability of relying on a few suppliers or regions for critical parts and materials, such as chips, batteries, steel, and rubber. The auto industry also faced higher costs and delays due to transportation bottlenecks, such as the blockage of the Suez Canal in March 2021. The supply chain disruptions led to inventory challenges for both automakers and dealers. On one hand, automakers had to prioritize which models and markets to allocate their limited supply of chips and other parts. On the other hand, dealers had to cope with lower inventory levels and higher demand for new and used vehicles. According to a report by Morningstar, new vehicle inventory fell to a record low of 23 days supply in May 2021, compared with a normal level of 60 days supply. The report also noted that used vehicle prices rose by 45% year-over-year in May 2021 due to strong demand and limited supply. These factors have implications for investors who are interested in the auto industry. On one hand, the industry's recovery from pandemic-driven lows is expected to continue in 2021 and beyond, as demand remains strong and supply constraints ease over time. On the other hand, the industry faces increased competition and innovation pressures from new entrants and technologies, such as electric vehicles, autonomous vehicles, and mobility services. Investors need to be selective and strategic when choosing which companies or segments to invest in within the auto industry.